Om Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Om Shanno Mitra Shamvarunah Shanno Bhavatvaryama Shanna Indro Bruhaspatihi Shanno Vishnurukramah Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Hridam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmamavatu Tadbhaktaramavatu Avatu Mam Avatu Bhaktaram Om Shanti 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 Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Vidyam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaran Loka Shankaram Shankaran Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyaptadehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Idamaham pada vikyamanvaham idamaham ahamilinake pyalaya sattaya vigrahendriya pranadhitamaha Nahomekasat tajjadam hyasad hyasat he asat he indeed asat idamaham pada bhikkhamanvaham. Yesterday we saw that I notion is there, but in all that aham is there. Understand? So, as we saw, ahamahantaya sfurati rutsvayam. Whether it is a waking state, whether it is a dreaming state, whether it is a deep sleep, or whatever thought is there, every thought, that I consciousness is always going to be there. And therefore, alaya sattaya. You never cease to be. And so, then what is this body, mind, sense complex, which I am taking as I? So, very briefly, Ramana Maharshi ji is telling us. So, here briefly is talking about the kosha, pancha kosha. Vigraha. Vigraha means this physical body. And Then Indriya means the Indriyas are functioning because of the mind. So Mana. Then Prana. Dhi means Buddhi. So Vigraha means Annamay Kosha. Indriya means Manomay Kosha. Prana means Pranamay Kosha. Dhi means Vijnanamay Kosha. Tamaha means Anandamay Kosha. Tama means ignorance. Understand? So, Naham Ekam. None of them is me. Naham. And I always tell, you don't understand Vedanta, don't worry. But at least you understand that you are not body. Naham Dehaha. As you live in the house, you are not house. Same way, you live in this body. You are living in this body, and therefore you are not body. So, Naham Dehaha. Then Indriyas. So, Gnanendriyas, Manaha, you are the witness of what all thoughts are there in your mind. Whether Indriyas are seeing properly, hearing properly or not, you are witnessing. That's why I see. But you see whether eyes are seeing or not. Do you understand? Ear hears, you hear whether ears are hearing properly or not. Any doctor you go, eye specialist, that people, old age people, the hearing problem is there. So they go to ENT specialist. Then, he has that fork. Then he will ask you to listen to that. Ting, he will do. That means what? Who is checking whom? Tell me. Doctor is checking you or you are checking your ears? Do you understand what? You have to see whether you are hearing or not, and you have to tell doctor that I am hearing or I am not hearing. He is not going to see that. You are the one who is going to tell doctor whether this frequency you are hearing or not. So, all Indriyas are functioning because of you, and you are the one who is witnessing that function. Then, Prana. All pranas are functioning because of the consciousness. Buddhi is also functioning because of the consciousness you. And Tamaha, Agnan. This is the first revelation we need in Vedanta. Swamiji used to tell, this is the first revelation is that I am ignorant. My problem is ignorance. And the ignorance is the problem. That means what? First you have to know the ignorance. First knowledge of ignorance is required. First, people don't know I am ignorant, understand? Agnanena avrutam gnana. All problems arises from the ignorance of the self. So first we have to know that I am an ignorant, and because of the ignorance, all these problems are there. Morning we saw tatra kau moha kashokaha. And therefore tamaha. But who am I? Na aham. Aham na vigraham, aham na pranaha, understand? Aham na indriyani, aham na dhihi, aham na tamaha. Why? Ekasat. I am that non-dual existence. And all other things are what? Jad, innate. Because indeed they are asat. Asat means mithya. We already saw this. Understand? They are mithya, they are constantly changing. They are drishya. Yadrishyam tajjadam tadanityam. In Taittiriya Bhashya, Satyam Gnanam Anantam, Shankaracharya gives this sentence. Yadrishyam tajjadam tadanityam. That which is object of your knowledge, drishyam is not only seeing the eyes, understand. That which is object of your knowledge is inert. If it is inert, anitya, non-eternal. Next two are very important. Tasmat dukkham. Understand? Yadrashyam tadjadam tadanityam taddukkham. All your problems, all your pain, all your sorrow is because of the I-ness on this file. And therefore, what we have to do? Tasmad heyam. Shankaracharya says what? Tasmad heyam. We have to give them up. But how to give up? Understanding. Understand my this example of actor and beggar. Actor is beggar, beggar is not actor. Shankaracharya said natavat. Example by Shankaracharya. Natavat. Nat means actor. Abhineta. Father is me, but I am not father. Mother is me, I am not mother. Wife is me, I am not wife. Family, we can't tell that. You are playing the roles. Everything is a role play. That's why they are all asat. They don't have any existence by themselves. There is no independent existence of them. And therefore, this is what we have to understand, that all this body, mind, sense complex is inert, it is mithya, and I am the Sat, I am the real. But how to see this one? So, next verse, Ramana Maharshi is telling how to dwell upon that. So, next verse. सत्वभासिका चित्ववेतरा सत्तया हि चित्तया ह्यहम् ईश जीवयोर्वेषधीभिधा सत्स्वभावतो वस्तु केवलम् सत्वभासिका. It's a very beautiful word. Sattva means the existence. Bhasika, that which illumines everything. One who has a nature to illumine everything. Bhasika. So, here he is using the Strilinga, understand? Bhasika. Why? Because the chit word is feminine. So, you are that existence which is illumining everything. And why? That awareness, that consciousness. Chit means consciousness. So, is it that you are doing an action of illumining everything? Bhasika, understand? The consciousness is illumining everything. So, Swamiji gives two examples. Like sun. Because of the sun, everything is being illumined. But does sun have a kartutva, doership to illumine everything? Understand? Why? In the presence of sun, everything gets illumined. So there is no kartutva, doership. In the presence of sun, everything gets illumined. Somebody was sitting by fire because of the cold. Generally, when we sit by fire, we just do like this, warm up our head. And he was talking to his friends. And his one hand got near the fire and he got burnt. So, what we'll say? Fire burnt my finger. Look at this. Fire burnt my finger. Now suppose you have a conversion, with this fire. Hey, Agni, you burned my finger? Yeah, I burned your finger. Why did you burn my finger? I didn't run after you. You brought your finger to me. And you brought your finger to me. And you got burnt. But did you burn? Yeah, I burnt. But why did you burn? I didn't burn anything. I didn't burn. Why? Do you understand this sentence? I didn't burn anything. You brought your finger near me and you got burnt. But why? That's me. Understand? Dahanashilata. It is called what? Dahanashilata. Anybody gets in touch with fire is going to get burnt. Because that's nature of fire. Same way, Sattvabhasika Chit Paveta. That's nature. Sattva. By nature, everything exists because of you. By nature, you are illumining this whole creation. Like sun doesn't have the doership to illumine, fire doesn't have the doership to burn, you don't have a doership to illumine this world. And that's why, though we say in Sanskrit it's called Satta Sfurti Pradhanena. We lend the existence to everything. But there is no doership of landing the existence. So, Chit Pavetara. Chit, you are the one who is illumining everything, you are the one who is knowing everything. Qua Itara. Itara means other. Is there any other knower than you? You are the only knower in this world. Understand? You are that consciousness. There is no second consciousness. Remember my first day lecture. See why this pramana is important. You are the one who is not known by pratyaksha pramana, paroksha pramana, aparuksha, because you are aparoksha chaitanya. I gave you the definition of aparoksha. Aparoksha means what? For which you don't need to employ any means of knowledge. You are. You are that Sakshad Aparoksha Chaitanya. And therefore, you are the only knower in this world. Qua Itara. Is there anybody else is there? No. Who else is there to know? Understand? This way is what? Who else is there to know? Who else is there to lend the existence? Who else is there to illumine this world? I'll ask you one question. You see the sun because there is a sun? Or you see therefore there is a sun? You see because there is a sun? Or you see because you see the sun because you see? सूर्य है इसलिए देख रहे हो कि आप देख रहे हो इसलिए सूर्य है? Agar if the sun is therefore you see, if you tell me, then for the blind person also there should be sun. If sun is there, therefore you see, you experience the sun, then for blind person also there should be sun. Because there is sun already, right? But is there a sun for blind person? Suppose this blind person is standing under the sun at noon, hot sun. Does he know that this heat is because of the sun? Eh? Does he know that this heat is because of the sun? He feels the heat, understand. But does he know that this heat is because of the sun? No. That means what? You see the sun not because there is a sun. You see the sun because you see the sun. That means you are that consciousness which illumines the sun also. So you have to remember every lecture, then only you can understand this. I already told you. You see this flower, why? Because pushpakar vritti is there. The flower has to enter in your mind, and the mind takes the form of the flower. So idam vritti, understand? Then you say the consciousness you, I know flower. So technically, it is called that vritti vyapti, phala vyapti. So until and unless the object becomes the object of your senses, you cannot know the existence of the object. That means what? The sun, though sun, understand, though sun is illumining the entire solar system, but there is a light in your eyes which illumines the light of the sun. Na tatra surya bhati, na chandra tarakam, nema vidyuto bhati, kutoyam agnihi. That is what Karpurati we have to tell Bhagavan. You are that consciousness which cannot be illumined by the sun, by moon, by fire, by lightning. Then how can this fire in my hand can illumine you? Understand? न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चंद्रः यदादित्यगतं तेजः जगद्भासयतेऽखिलम् तत्तेजो विद्धि मामकम्. The light because of which the sun is illumining this entire creation, that light belongs to me, Bhagavan says. And therefore, you are that consciousness who is illumining the sun also through the indriyas, through the senses. That consciousness, we already saw, the sattva. Mind is pure, and then what happens? The consciousness is being reflected in the mind, and that reflected consciousness is reflected in the senses, and that reflected consciousness illumines these five objects of the world. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. And therefore, Ramana Maharshi said, Kwa itarachit, who else is the knower? You are the only knower in this world. And therefore, Sattaya hi chit, Chittaya hi aham. Hi aham. Understand? The existence which is you is a consciousness, chit. And that chit is me. That is you. Here, aham means you have to tell that consciousness is me, which is illumining the sun, which is illumining the moon, which is illumining all thoughts of the mind. You are the only knower. Nahi drashta, drashtuhu drashta. Understand? You are that seer, you are that knower, and there is no other knower. And that is me. So, you are that existence consciousness which is Parama Purna Sat, we already saw. That is all pervasive, unlimited, limitless consciousness you are. But now question is, In the beginning you say karturagyaya prapyate phalam. All whatever here is because of Ishvara. And that Ishvara is the cause of this creation. And that cause, two types of the causes are there. Nimitta karanam, maker, upadana karanam, material. And nimitta karanam means he is the knower, he is the conscious being having the knowledge and skill. Correct? So now what happened? There is the one consciousness called Ishvara, Ishvara Chaitanyam. And then you are telling, I am consciousness, I am the only knower, then what about Ishvara? If I am the only knower, you are the only knower, then you are the knower of Ishvara also. And if Ishvara is the object of your knowledge, then what will happen? Tajjadam hi asat. If Ishvara becomes the object of your knowledge, Ishvara will be what? Jada. That's why in Hindi they say very nicely. अगर ईश्वर आपसे भिन्न है तो ईश्वर जड़ बन जाएगा. अगर ईश्वर आपसे भिन्न है तो ईश्वर जड़ बन जाएगा. अगर आप ईश्वर से भिन्न है तो आप मर्यादित बन जाएंगे. If Ishvara is separate from you, he will be inert object. And if you are separate from Ishvara, you will be limited being. Do you understand? So now how to resolve that? What we have learned so far gives us there is one Ishwar Chaitanya who is giving the result of the actions. Who is what? Ashtamurti Brud Deva Pujanam. He is in the form of these 8 forms, And now here we are telling, I am that consciousness which is the only knower. There is no other knower is there. So, the next verse he is telling what? Isha jivayoho veshadhi bhida. Bhida means separation, differences. What is the differences between Ishwar and Jiva? Isha jivayoho. The differences between the Jiva, you, and the Ishvara is what? Veshadhi bhida. It is only, the difference is only the role. Vesha means role, understand? Why? Called Ishvara Upadhi. Here Veshadhi means what? Is a Upadhi. Isha Upadhi, Jiva Upadhi. What is Upadhi? There is a definition in Sanskrit. Upa Samipya Sthitva. Paran sviyan gunan param adhatte iti upadhi. So they give the example of japa, kusuma and sphatika. There is a crystal. Crystal is what? Clear. Right? No color. But suppose there is a japa kusuma hibiscus. Red hibiscus. Red hibiscus is next to this crystal. What will happen? The crystal will look red. So, for the crystal looking like red color is because of the hibiscus flower. So, hibiscus flower is called upadhi. Right? Upa samipya sthit. Being near to this Phatika, Sviyan Guna, the flower has its own quality called red color. It's superimposed on the crystal. Understand? That's called Upadhi. Same way, what happens? This Deha, that body, mind, sense complex. I'm using this English word. In Sanskrit called Karya Karana Sanghataha. Karya means this gross body. Karana means the Sukshma Sharira. So Swamiji created this world. This world is for Karya Karan Sangata, body, mind, sense complex. So being with this body, mind, sense complex, what this body, mind, sense complex is doing? Superimposing its own quality on you. That's why this body, mind, sense complex is called Upadhi. So that's why you say, problem, this Rajju Sarp example is too simple example. There is a superimposition of the snake on the rope. Here it is not that simple. Why? In Brahma Sutra, Adhyasa Bhashya, Shankaracharya tells, this is very complex. Why? Because you say, I am body. You don't stop at that. The problem is what? This is snake, the what? But here, I am body, then you don't stop at that. Why? I am body means I am born, I am growing, I am old, I am young, I am tall. I can go on and on. I have black hair. Start with nose. Swami said start with nose. I don't like my nose. Start with your hair. I don't like my hair. Because you don't like your hair, all these cosmetic industries are earning money. You don't like your eyebrow. Once Swamiji went to Canada. It's a true story I'm telling you. Then Swamiji went to that lady and Swamiji saw her house, huge house and then very expensive carpet, expensive all these lights and all this. Those days, understand, millions of dollars house she had. And then Swamiji was having a lunch with her. And then Swamiji looking at her house, it's just luxury, all kind of luxury. Then Swamiji asked, what do you do, Said, yeah, Swamiji, I'm doing. She was very hesitant to talk to Swamiji. Ah. And then Swami, no, it's okay, you tell me, She was shy to tell. No, it's okay, you tell me, Swamiji, I'm running beauty parlor. What do you do with beauty parlor? What do you do? Swamiji, I make hair. Look at this one. I make hair. That's another. Then what else you do? This eyebrow, Swamiji, what that? Understand? Somebody doesn't like eyebrow, makes this luxury house. The luxurious house is because you don't accept your hair, you don't accept your eyebrow, you don't accept your nose, you don't accept your face. Somebody is earning money at this time. Upadhi. I'm just talking about the body only, stool body, gross body. That's why at the beginning we tell Naham Deha. I am not body. Then Indriya. Indriya means what? These glasses. There is one person where I am living. He is optician. He says, I'm honestly telling you, I have 400 times profit for this optician. People pay. What you need is two glasses, understand? And people pay for this frame. Whenever I go for, there's a Kumbh Mela, I went there and I broke my glasses. Luckily, only this part was broken, so, I could wear these glasses. Then I went to this optician. Said, whenever I go for the glasses, I will tell you select. I said, I'm not going to see, you are going to see. I'm not going to see, right? So what kind of frame I am wearing? Why should I bother myself? Then, then somebody, oh, this is nice frame. You like it? And this how we are using our brain, where we are using our mind, how we are keeping our mind occupied with all these things, upadhi, indriya. I'm talking just eye, then hearing aid, then prana. Prana means this food, breathing. Where we are using our buddhi, where we are spending our time, where we are engaging ourselves, which has no value. We spend so much money. And to earn that money, how many hours you are working? The skin, there's another problem. Oh, I have very dry skin. What dry skin? Skin is skin. Understand? Then there are so many types of this, what moisturizer. What is this? Understand? It doesn't matter. Somebody says, the person who has not a single hair on head, what is the use for him for the shampoo area in mall? And he doesn't even look at it. Now, understand. What kind of clothes you wear, what kind of hair you have, what kind of food you eat. In Gujarati, this tongue, we call lullaby. Lullaby means which is loose. It's called lullaby. She is lullaby, but she keeps everyone straight. Swamiji, what you will eat? Just cook something. That's it. People are so in India. You go. 60% of women's life is in the kitchen. And where we are spending our time. We don't have time, understand. We think that we have time. We have to think about this consciousness, that swarupa. Mind is so much engaged in all these things, upadhi, that mind is not available to think about the self. Many people, children, why you went? I said, I don't have to think other things, what I have to wear. The only one is there. I'm free. Understand? I don't have to think about it. How you can free your mind? Vairagya means how much free mind you have, which is available to think about the nature of the self. Mind is always engaged. Not free at all. Why? It is engaged in this upadhi. Then mind. My mind is this, my mind is that, my mind doesn't work, my mind is not clear. So, I'm going to go to therapist. Here. For anything. Oh, I'm depressed. I have to go to therapist. I have to talk to therapist. And that fellow give you 45 minutes, $100. I don't know what it is, I'm just telling, okay? Why? Then buddhi. Swamiji, I don't remember. And all this upadhi, veshadhi, upadhi, buddhi. That role playing. It's all role. Whether it is body, mind, sense complex or your all relationships. All role playing. I already told you. Mother is Atma, Atma is not mother. Father is Atma, Atma is not father. All problems are problems of the role, not your. When beggar is being insulted, does actor feel insulted? When the beggar is treated badly, abused, does actor take all things on him? Then why are you taking? Swamiji, I am very upset. Why? Oh, he invited me. He even didn't look at me. He was busy with his daughter's marriage. No, but he didn't talk to me. He didn't look at me. I went all the way there. Somebody doesn't look at you, you get upset. Veshadhi, upadhi, buddhi. Somebody look at you or not, somebody inviting you or not, doesn't matter. But it matters too much for us. I was in one of my students, I was living at his place. So morning just we are sitting and I saw one beautiful marriage card. Now they spend so much money on the card. Very beautiful card. And the nice Bhagwan photos are there. I use all this card for my bookmark. Beautiful Krishna, Ganesha, So I said, this beautiful, Then suddenly I saw it was the same day. I said, you didn't go for this marriage today, 7 p.m. That marriage was there, you didn't go? Oh no, Swamiji, he didn't come personally. Swamiji, that is how it is. If he comes personally and give us the invitation, then only we go to the marriage. He had just sent me. Okay. And this is what I'm telling. The small things, but it becomes big things for us. It is all small things. It's all upadhi, vesha. But it is so big for us. So that's why that which is not important in our life, we give so much importance to it. It doesn't matter. All relationship also the same. That's why Bhagavad Shankaracharya says what? Samprapte sannihite kale nahi nahi rakshati. However money you have, whatever people you have, how many relatives you have, whatever name and fames you have, read the book of Steve Jobs. He also understood the same thing, but it was too late for him. When there is a death, who is going to help you? Nobody. Money has no value when the body doesn't work. Knowledge helps you. This is the knowledge. Helps you. And therefore, he said, Jeev and Upadhi, Ishvara, Jeev Upadhi. This is Upadhi. Ishvara also is what? Upadhi. Ishvara is not the nature, it is Upadhi. Therefore, for any object, I already told you, Pramana Lakshanabhyam Vastu Siddhi. anything you want to prove, you want to establish, there are only two things. One is a pramanam, other is a lakshana. When I say Ishvara is a bhinna nimittupadan karanam, he is a maker and material. Is it the nature of the Ishvara? It is a tatastha lakshana. A bhinna nimittupadan karanam is a tatastha lakshana. As long as you say pot is, there is a cause in clay. Once you prove it is only clay, there is no pot, there is no causeness in the clay. So karanatvam is what? It is intrinsic, what they call? Intrinsic. Yes. It is intrinsic quality. Tatastha lakshana it is called. So by the nature, Ishvara and Jivas are what? Sat Swabhavadaha. It is one non-dual existence consciousness. Ishvara also is one non-dual existence consciousness. You are also one non-dual existence consciousness. What is the differences between them is because of the upadhi. One is called Maya Upadhi, other is called Avidya Upadhi. By nature they are Vastu Kevalam. Vastu means that the reality. The reality is what? Kevalam means one. It's a one non-dual consciousness. That means by nature you and Ishvara are not separate at all. There is no difference between that. He has Maya Upadhi, you have a Avidya Upadhi. That's it. Avidya Upadhi is a limited Upadhi. Maya Upadhi is there, and because of Maya Upadhi, it is what? Sarvagna, Sarvashakti. All knowledge, all power. You have Avidya Upadhi, then for you have limited knowledge and limited power. So, Ghatakashaha Mahakasha. Akasha is one only. This is called Mathakasha. Akasha is one. So there is a nice word. Antapurna, Bahishpurna, Purna Kumbhaiva, Arnave. Arnava means the ocean. When the pot is being drowned in the water, what happens? Inside also water is there, outside also is water. That means what? Water is not in pot, pot is in water. Do you understand what I'm telling? Same way, Antashunya, Bahishshunya, Shunya Kumbhaiva, Ambare. Ambare means space. Inside also there is a space, outside also there is a space. It is not that space in pot, pot is in space. The shift. Consciousness are not in body, body is in consciousness. You understand? Body, your consciousness is not in body. You are not in body. Consciousness means you. Some people, when I say consciousness, they think some object of consciousness is there. One fellow asked me, Swamiji, you tell this consciousness. What is the consciousness itself is asking me, what is this consciousness? He himself is conscious. I said, you are consciousness. No, but what is consciousness? I said, you are consciousness. See, that's why teaching Vedanta is a joy, understand? It's Ananda. You are not in this body. Body is in you. Pot, water is not in pot. Pot is in water. You are that consciousness where all these upadhis are there. Whether you call it Manushya, that's why what Bhagavan says. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastine Shuni Chaiva Swapake Cha. Understand? Panditaha Samadarshina. Sama means what? Not equal, understand. That's another problem. Nirdosham hi samam Brahma. Brahma is sama. Not equal. Brahma is sama. Maximum, if you want to tell the word for sama, in Sanskrit, ghana. Chidghana. It's called Chidghana. Ghana means crystal. What is crystal? When I say sugar, sugar is a crystal, right? Right? What is crystal? Crystal means only sugar atoms are there. See, here you have a snow. Correct? In the snow, there is a crystal, right? That hexagonals. Right? So it is crystal. Crystal means what? It's only H2O. There is nothing else is there. It's called sama. Only consciousness is there. It's called sama, not equal. The Brahman is a pure consciousness. And then Pandita is what? Samadarshan. He sees that consciousness everywhere. Suppose you have a huge crystal of the salt. Sometimes you get it. If you come to Gujarat and the Kutch, there are a lot of salt beds are there. And when the salt, you see, they're huge, like a stone, big one. So, on the top of that, also it is what? Salt. Down also is what? Salt. Anywhere you see it is what? Only salt. Nothing else is there. Same way, whether the body is what? Most pure body. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane. Brahmana means Satvika. And he is knowledgeable. Vidya Vinaya. And then Vidya is there. Then with Vidya what should go? Humbleness. Vinaya. Some which say there are 4 duals are there. When you have a balam, strength, then kindness also should be there. When you have balam, then daya also should be there. When you have money, charity has to be there. Then when you have a power, satta, justice has to be there. Same way, when you have knowledge, that humbleness has to be there. So this Brahmana. Then Gavi means in cow, Hasti in the elephant. So Brahmana is a Satvika Upadhi. Gavi Hasti is a Rajasika Upadhi. Shuni, dog. I can't tell dog is Tamsik Upadhi in America. They will sue me. No, my dog is not. I love my dog. How can you say he's Tamsik? He understands everything. Oh, yeah. Now there is a mall for dog. Now there is a special cooks to cook the food for dog. Now they have a classes They offer the classes to cook the food for dogs. The people go there. Shuni, Tamasika, Swapake, one who eats the meat of the dog. Meat, you know, I don't know. Panditaha Samadar. Upadhi is sattvic, Upadhi is rajasic, Upadhi is tamasic. The, the substratum of all this Upadhi is one non-dual pure consciousness. Upadhi doesn't make any differences. That's why I say satsvabhavataha vastu kevalam. What is there is one non-dual pure consciousness. Nothing else is there. Understand? So now what we have to do? Oh, there is a difference is that because of upadhi. So now what we have to do? We have to destroy this upadhi. Correct? Do we need to destroy this upadhi? And you don't need to destroy pot to see the clay. You don't need to destroy wave to see the water. Because wave is water. Pot is clay. And therefore, in our understanding, we have to see I am not upadhi. I am not body, I am not senses, I am not prana, I am not buddhi, I am not agnanam. So, in your understanding, you have to very clearly see this that you are not body, mind, sense complex. Not only that, from the standpoint of Ishvara, Maya also is Upadhi. That's why Jiva Chaitanya, Ishvara Chaitanya. Chaitanya is one non-dual consciousness. Therefore, here we have how many classes? Two. So,
No, we have tomorrow. Tomorrow and Wednesday.
But tomorrow we have Ganesha Chaturthi.
Sorry.
One more class is there. Yeah. So therefore, next we'll see. Veshahanata Swatmadarshanam Ishadarshanam Swatmarupataha Atmasamsthiti Swatmadarsanam Atmanirdvayad Atmanishtata Veshahanata. Because of destroying means what? Understanding that upadhi is what? Asat mithya. What happens? Swatma darshan. Once the upadhi is being understood as mithya, there is a darshanam, vision. Darshanam means what? Seeing. It's a vision. Vision of one's own atma. Atma darshan. And atma darshanam is isha darshanam. So atma darshanam, isha darshanam. So therefore, we have so many words for that knowledge, Atma Gnanam, Brahma Gnanam, Atma Vidya, Brahma Vidya, Brahma Sakshatkar, Atma Sakshatkar. All these different words are there. And therefore, Ramana Maharshi said, Atma Darshanam, Isha Darshanam. Having a vision of the self is the vision of Ishvara. Why? Swatma Rupata. Because there is no duality, it is one non dual self, and therefore In the form, Rupata, in the form of the self, you see Ishvara. You are Ishvara, understand? Tattvam asya. So therefore, seeing the self is seeing the Ishvara. Swami, it is Isha Darshan. This is another problem. No, Mirabai also had a darshanam, Ishwar darshanam. Narsi Mehta also had Ishwar darshanam. Then what is that Ishwar darshanam? What is this Ishwar darshanam? So, when the person has a total dedications for Ishvara, called Bhakti Bhava, in that Bhakti Bhava, and whatever Bhava, whatever form they are having in the mind, Bhagwan gives darshan to them in that particular form. Understand? Whatever bhava we have, because of our bhava, because of our love, he appears in front of us. That means what? Your own bhava, your own love for Ishvara brings Ishvara in front of you. Don't think it is not there, it's true. Don't negate it. But the problem is, Ishvara comes, give you darshanam and goes. So in Hindi we say Ayaram, Gayaram. Understand? There is a darshanam, no doubt about it. But it's temporary. But here darshanam is what? Atma Rupata, in the form of the self. And once you know Ishvara in the form of the self, what? Sat Atma Samsthiti, you established into that vision. Ramana Maharshi says, those Ishwar Darshana is temporary. This Ishwar Darshana is what? Atma Samsthiti. You established into that vision. Why? Swatma Darshanam. Again he says the same word. Because you see this Ishvara as the self, Swatma Darshanam, you established into that oneness. And once you have established into the oneness, what is that? Atma Nirdvayat is the one non-dual self. So Ramana Maharshi says, once you have established into the true nature of the self as Ishvara, it is called Atmanishtata. Understanding is one thing. After understanding, we have to establish into that vision, Atmanishtata. In the 18th chapter, that's why Bhagavan has given 3 verses for Gnana Nishtha. He says, now I'm going to tell you what kind of the lifestyle you should lead so you can have establishment into this knowledge, Gnana Nishtha. Understanding level we know that I am Ishvara. But to establish into that knowledge, I am Ishvara, whatever here is one non-dual consciousness, we have to lead certain types of the lifestyles. The first one is lagwashi, minimum food. Lagwasi, ekaki. Try to be by oneself. Always we look for the company. See, a lot of people, when they listen to this Vedanta, they come to us and say, Swamiji, this Vedanta is excellent. I also want to go to ashram and I want to live, ashram life. I want to be sannyasi. From day one, I have those 2 sentences are there. You ask any of my students, they all know. If you want to go to the ashram, remember my sentence clearly. In home, you have a samsara of 5 people. In ashram, you have a samsara of 500 people. That is also samsara. What is samsara? Anybody who goes to the camp, only 2 days they are seekers, understand? That samsari comes out. Why? 2 days he's so sincere, going to the class, going to the temple, everything. Third day, when he opens the door of his room, then the next room somebody is there, he also opens his door, and samsara starts. Where did you come from? Are you retired? Do you understand what I'm telling? You are not a reporter, understand? Then he will ask you, and then you will. Oh, I have 2 kids. They are all settled. We are all happily living by ourselves. Upadhi. All samsara. Ashram also is samsara. This one, my advice to everyone. The second one is important. Anybody wants say that I want to be sannyasi. I have only one condition. What is the condition? If you need company, have a one permanent company. We always look for the company. In India, suppose you say somebody, oh, we are going to have a camp in Rishikesh. Immediately that one, are you going? If you are going, let's go together. That means what? We need company. That's why Bhagavan says what? Ekaki. Are you ready to face yourself? Can you be by yourself? A lot of people are, Swami, are you traveling alone? What's wrong in that? Nobody is with you. For what? Understand. A lot of Mahatmas, they have their comfort zone. They carry all these people with them. It's all called comfort zone. I'm not joking. Understand what I'm telling. They need all these people. They have created their own comfort zone. And they go with that comfort zone. Sannyasi means there is no comfort zone. Whole world is what? Comfort zone for sannyasi. Swamiji, for years he was traveling alone. Once that body was not supporting, then Swamiji started. And then he was traveling alone. Why? That's why Bhagavan said what? Lagwashi ekaki. We have to learn to be ourselves. That's called Atmanishtata. If you are happy with yourself, you don't need any particular day, particular time, particular place, particular people. Everybody has for clothes, for people, for food. We have our own comfort zone. You have to get out of that comfort zone. Then only you can establish yourself into the self. Therefore, Atmanishtata. That Atmanishtata we have to gain. And once you understand, I am that one non-dual, pure consciousness which is all pervasive, you have to learn to establish into that. Atmanishtata we have to gain. But how to gain Atmanishtata? So next verses, Ramana Maharshi is going to tell us, guide us how to get that Atmanishtata. That we'll see day after tomorrow. And that will be the last class for Upadesha. Tomorrow morning we are seeing Day after morning also we'll have a class. ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ. Anybody has any question?